What's up, I'm Captain Turbo, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Two things before we start. In fact, I'm just going to start the video right now. There we go. Two things before we start. Yes, today is post-commentary, so all this is pre-recorded footage. I did a couple, just under a week ago. Essentially, I will be recording again on Friday. It's Wednesday today, and I've had very little time between then and now to do this. Even now I've got to talk a bit quieter than usual, and I really need to get it done. Thankfully it was only 3 parts, but the experiment didn't go as planned. As you can see, I'm just walking around, you know, in the Rocket Hideout, and I'll explain more what's going on in a minute. But yeah, this experiment of post-commentary is probably not going to carry on for another attempt, at least not anytime soon. The commentary time, the time I have per week for commentary just isn't that high, so yeah, I failed experiment. Maybe another time in the future. Anyway, back to the game. We are currently still in the Rocket Hideout, which I believe we just entered in the last part, and we're after 2 passwords to get into the main area of the hideout itself. And if I recall correctly, I managed to skip most of the trainers or the rocket grunts in here that are optional. And essentially, I believe I remembered the 2 off by heart. I did still remember it, but it was different placement. Obviously, I'm used to Soul Silver at this point, so you know, Pokemon Crystal was a little bit different. Also, another thing I've noticed is I've accidentally converted my original FRAT files into MP4, so we're gonna see how that translates when it gets up onto YouTube. Because if the video's not terrible, yeah, I'll just keep it as it is. But if it turns out to be less than is it 360 or 380? I don't know. That's why I usually upload it. If it turns out to be worse than that, I may have to. Well, there's not really a whole lot I can do about it, but as soon as these 3 files are done, I'll start recording. I'll start converting back to WMV files again. And Protein, I don't know if that's the first time you've seen one of those. Will essentially raise the, I believe it's attack. I'll see in a moment. Yep, raises attack of 1 Pokemon. I'm trying to remember who I gave it to. I think it was Stampy. Don't make a liar on me, pass me. Yeah, I think I was debating at that point who to give it to. I also believe I ended up letting dialogue go for a little bit longer, so you guys have a chance to read it and all that, obviously. And we got an eye seal there. To be perfect, all that really happens in the next couple parts is a lot of battles that I couldn't really avoid, so. The music's pretty decent here, I've got to say. Managed to avoid that guy, but I do end up having to. I think I end up having to take him on later, a little bit later. Yeah, at that point I realised I've missed a trainer somewhere. I've missed one of the rocket routes with one of the passwords. That is, I believe, Thief. Let's see in a moment. Yep, Thief. Don't bother using it, so it's probably just going to stay there for now. See, we need to get to that guy next to that Pokemon over there. Yes, I do end up having to take it off. I apologize, guys. I believe this is part 16, by the way. I'm not entirely certain. Obviously, doing this post-commentary was a bit of a bad idea in hindsight. And there's Rattata shaking his ass at us again. And you can see there, Therapy's really close to leveling up at this point. One strength is enough to take him down, but then it gets a Rattata. What do you expect at this point? Some decent stats, and yeah, I accidentally must have pressed the button a bit too quick that time, because you guys didn't get to read the stats of Therapy. So, a few things have happened between last Friday and today. We did record another race for the Super LP Heroes. It looks like it's going to be a loss, unfortunately, because the guy that won sadly lost his files, so it looks like he's going to... It doesn't look like he's going to be able to find it anywhere, so that's out the door. Me and a new member are planning something of a Pokemon generation race, something like that. Not sure if it will actually come to fruition. Is it fruition? I'm just going to go with that. Not sure when it will come to be, but it's going to be a while yet. Also got a special something planned for, I believe it will be the 15th of August, so 5 days before my birthday, which I'm going to be starting, which I'm actually really looking forward to. A full heal, never a bad thing to have. And this girl here is the second Pokemon, the second Team Rocket Pokemon trainer you need to take on for the second password. Now I actually know both passwords, I believe. One's Raticate Tail, and I believe the other is Slowpoke Tail, I think. I even know the actual third password you need to get into the main power generator, but unfortunately you can't input these anyway. You just need to trigger the event by taking on both trainers, taking on both grunts, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I have to. I might end up at something. I often forget what Poison and Grounder and a few others like that are actually strong against. You know, I kept thinking Ground was strong against Bug and all that stuff. Obviously I remember things like Fire is strong against grass, and grass is strong against water, water is strong against fire, electric strong against water, rock strong against, ground strong against electric, flying strong against fire, all that stuff's easy, but when it comes to poison and ground and bug and all that, it's hard to remember. I remember bug is strong against dark types for some fucking reason, I don't know why. But other than that, it's just the more obscure ones that people don't tend to use very often that I forget. Ah yeah, it was Slowpoke Tail. This is another problem with post-commentary, guys. Not having much to talk about, unfortunately. I played this game, I said it was just under a week ago, but, I can't remember what I was talking about back then. Oh, and this triggers another event. You come across your rival. Which begs the question of how he got in here, actually. I don't think I'm going to be spoiling the surprise for anyone. I don't know if this is technically how it goes in the game, but in the manga, I believe his real name, I believe, is Silver. Silver is actually the son of Giovanni. Yeah, Giovanni from Team Rocket. Basically, I think he's neglected or something like that. His dad just doesn't give a fuck about him and something like that. And that's why he wants to take down Team Rocket, even though he's an asshole. I don't believe this is ever stated in the games or anything like that, but that is generally how it goes. I can't remember how it went in the manga. It's a couple of years since I read the manga. And this guy's basically like one of the bosses for this area, if you want to call it that. Hopefully I'm leaving that on screen long enough for you guys to read it. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a speed reader or anything, but I can read at a pretty decent pace, so... And the Rocket Executive. For an executive, he starts with a fucking Zubat. And there's me forgetting that Zubat is part flying type. Oh, is it that? I can't remember why it is that couldn't be affected. I think it was just like one of those mist things. And I can tell you right now, I was pissed off when I started getting hit by confuse ray. Yeah, this was where I started getting screwed over by a Zubat. That's actually been happening a lot, really. I got screwed over. Did not get screwed over by a Zubat in Pokemon Yellow. I actually lost. Yeah, I think I lost to Gary on the Nugget Bridge. Because all I had left was my Magikarp, and he had his Zubat out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened actually. I'll have to go back and watch that eventually. I've not watched it since I recorded it. I'm bringing out Heracross here. And that was fairly simple. Not the hardest thing we've done yet, anyway. As you can see, we've got enough coughing to take on and all that stuff. I'm just really struggling for anything to talk about. You gotta love Surf. I mean, you get the move so early in the game compared to a lot of the others. Surf and Strength are probably the two best HMs in probably the entire series, actually. I mean, I think Cut gets a bit of a power boost in some of the later generations. It gets like up to 50, I think. And Fly wouldn't be terrible, but it takes two moves to execute. What else is there? There's Cut, there's Flash, which technically isn't terrible, I suppose. It does lower the foe's accuracy. Whirlpool, which I actually get eventually. I don't know if I've already done it or not. It's pretty crap as well. You know, it's a very poor move. Waterfall's not the worst. It's around Cut's level of usefulness, and then you have Defog from Gen 4, which is absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, you do need it to get past certain areas in Platinum. Which, by the way, guys, I now have a working DS emulator. Which means that, well, I can now do Gen 4 and Gen 5 Pokemon games some point in the future. Mind you, though, Fraps does not want to work with it, so... Yeah, and in Soul Silver, that bird will actually try and run away, and it'll run all the way to the where I'm going to go in a moment. So, you know, I think it's something about its voice recognition and not just the password. So you need to get the bird there. At this time, you only need the password. Yeah, and I remember that I haven't actually taken that trainer on there, so I keep calling them trainers like grunts for crying out loud. Also, guys, I have no idea what files start and finish the part, so if this cuts off abruptly, I apologize. It's mainly just due to the fact that I'm not sure where I'm supposed to end the part. I think the next video, which is like 2.5 parts, is 2.5 minutes long, is actually part of this video as well. And I'm just talking in terms of files. Obviously, when I get to editing this, I'll just edit all the files together, but no, I'm not right there yet. And we have another fight on our hands here. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Actually, I've been watching Dragon Ball all day. I was just sort of sat on my ass thinking, I know I have something to do, but I can't remember what it is. You know, and the reason I'm able to talk right now is, you know, my dad's busy watching, well, he will be watching Argentina Netherlands fight. Argentina Netherlands match for the World Cup in about 20 minutes. So I have the opportunity to record. It's less than an hour's worth of footage. So you know what? Why not? I completely misheard the name, by the way. I was too busy looking at my laptop there. But we get Arbok here. I think this Arbok actually gets a lot of attacks in on me before I get any sort of decent moving. Yeah, I remember thinking that's super effective. Yeah, I remember at the time I was thinking that's supposed to be super effective and it only does that amount of damage. I decided to switch up to Rollout here, mainly because while it won't start off with doing much damage, obviously Rollout will do more and more damage as each passing turn goes, so it just felt like the better idea of things to do. Some decent experience there. I'm not actually sure what level Vampy evolves at. You know what, I think I might... Yeah, I'll check online actually to see what level Vampy evolves. Obviously Gloom, another first gen Pokemon. I don't think this is the first time you see it though, so... Gloom is part... grass and part, I think it's also part poison, which is why I ended up doing something or other. And I just realized what happened. The phone rang at this point. I was meant to edit this out or at least stop talking at this point, but I've completely forgotten all about that, so yeah, I apologize, guys. You're gonna have to sit through this. I also believe this happened in the next part as well. That one I'll try and actually avoid saying anything though, so... yeah, I've just got Cerebi.net up, is it Cerebi? I'm not sure. Vampy apparently levels up, evolves at level 25. Which if I recall correctly, I'm at level 22 right now, so I'm actually pretty close to evolving. Huh. What moves does he learn until he have a look? Where is the... oh, there's the moveset. Alright, Slam is not a terrible move. Christ, that's a shitty move pool right there. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong generation for moves, that's why. Yeah, guys, I think I actually come back very shortly, so don't worry. I learned Takedown at level 25. Rollout, though I already have it. And Jordan Double Edge. Not great. You know, I honestly thought this would be some better moves, some moves from there. Just have a look at the TM list that I can use for him. Oh, Earthquake would be great if I could find it. Yeah, Earthquake seems to be the only decent one I could see that he'd be good for, although Headbutt doesn't look too bad either. Oh, and I think, by the way, I never figured out, I've just remembered, I forgot something I was going to say in an earlier part. I was in the Elixir Forest, however you call it, and I lost track of something I was going to talk about. I don't actually remember what it was, but something else just came to mind. I got it wrong. I said it was something like 9,100 or something in one chance that you get a shiny Pokemon. That's actually inaccurate on my part. It's actually 8,192, I believe, to one chance of you getting a shiny Pokemon in Gen 2. Which, you know, is fucking horrendous. And it's not just Gen 2, I think it's actually every generation after that. I mean, there are certain ways you can get a slightly higher chance of getting a shiny Pokemon, but it's really, really rare. Oh, in case anyone was wondering, I actually do own a couple of shinies. I own I've come across 3, but I've only captured 2. The first one I came across was a shiny Hideout. These are all in Gen 4, by the way. In shiny Hideout, just south of Ecotech City. In that area, you can usually find Stantler. And I thought a quick attack would just be enough, but it critical hit and I lost it. I didn't actually rage or anything like that. It was, you know, I honestly thought it wasn't going to be a long time till I found another one. About a year or 2 later, I was playing Soul Silver again still, I believe. And that was basically just, I was in that patch of grass just above the daycare center and just below Goldenrod. I was essentially just using a bunch of drowsies and whatnot to level up my Umbreon. And then I got a shiny Drowsy, which is now a shiny Hypno. And then literally 3 days later, I decided to start Platinum over again, and Pokemon Platinum. And I don't know where exactly. It's the cave that you get, the cave you go through just before you get to the first place you can get the first gym badge. Just to the right, left of the first cave was a patch of grass. I found a shiny Abra, and obviously if you fight Abra, then it will essentially teleport away, so I didn't really have much of a chance of capturing it, but I had one Great Ball. I decided to use that, and thankfully I caught it, and now that Abra is a shiny Alakazam. Oh, and I've had the Pokevirus, so what do they call it, Pokerus or something like that. I've had that at some point as well. I actually think I got it somewhere on my Alakazam. Jeez, oh, there we go. I was about to say this is taking a long time, but we're back. Noctowl must have really flown high there. But yeah, that's a story of my shinies and whatnot. I'm counting 3, caught 2. And I don't consider, obviously the Gyarados doesn't count, and to be honest, I don't consider event Pokemon to be true shinies either. I mean, a shiny is a random encounter at the end of the day. You know, that's another thing. I really can't stand the event Pokemon. Why can't they just program them all into the game? You know, I don't like having to get my 3DS online, my DS online, because you know what, I struggled big time to get my original DS to get online. I got it working once, and I managed to trade with someone to get Gigalith, I think it is, the very cool looking rock Pokemon from Gen 5 to its fully evolved form. Anyway, Murkrow, I think this is the first time we see one of these. It's obviously a dark type. I think it's also a part flying type as well. So obviously it's weak to rock moves. As you can see there, MP got knocked out with Pursuit. So I think I'm just spamming Spurf? Spamming Surf. It could be worse. I could have added an M onto the end of that word. I apologize. Oh crap, I've just accidentally restarted that video. Don't worry, there we go. Yeah, that 2 minute, it's actually 2 minutes 7 left actually. That just over 2 minutes was for this video, so that's good. At least I know when to stop this recording. And we defeated the Rocket Executive. As you can see, as I said, I'm just letting the text play out because I knew I'd be doing commentary like this for a change. Also, I apologize if I'm a little more quiet than usual, as I said. People in the house, I don't like doing it this way. But they're currently being, my dad's currently being entertained by the football, and my mom's currently out, so. But yeah, we've actually pretty much we've actually finished pretty much all of the Rocket Hideout. There's just one small thing we have left to do, and that's basically shut this electric generator, I think it's just called. And essentially all those, as Lance is saying here, all those electrodes you saw earlier are basically what's powering the machine at the moment. We need to take down all 3 of them. But we're coming to the end of the part, guys. I'm going to sign this off here. I apologize, as I said before, if my commentary's not up to scratch, but this is post-commentary, as I said. But as I said, there's only 2 more parts where it's going to be post-commentary. So until next time, guys, hope you enjoy this, and take care. See you next time.